News and rumors Leafs. Surprisingly, our journalists have gained access to this valuable information. However, before we go into the details of the news, I make a special request: subscribe to the channel so that we can soon surpass in number of subscribers the Canadiens. With your support, we will become the leading news channel. The Toronto Maple Leafs had a remarkable start to their season on Wednesday against the Montreal Canadiens. While the Leafs had to mount a dramatic comeback for their victory, their overall performance was solid, and the scoreline was relatively flattering for the Canadiens. It appears there's no need to be concerned about conceding 2 goals per game due to defensive mishaps. However, Ilya Samsonov's performance was subpar, and certain areas in the lineup raised concerns. We take a brief break from this news broadcast to bring you a relevant announcement. We want to point out that if you want to continue receiving the latest related news via YouTube suggestions, it is imperative that you leave your support by clicking the like button on this video. Thank you for your collaboration. Now, let's continue with the news coverage. Looking ahead to Saturday, when the Leafs face the Minnesota Wild in the second game of a 3-game homestand to commence the season, some adjustments seem necessary. Although it's generally advisable not to make drastic changes after just one game, there are instances where the need for change is evident. First and foremost, given Samsonov's subpar performance, it's crucial to provide Joseph Woll with the opportunity to start games sooner rather than later. Allowing Samsonov to swiftly rebound from a rough game is essential to maintain his confidence. If he struggles again, Woll can be given more chances in the following games. The goal is not to let Samsonov dwell on this game for an entire week. The most significant adjustment should involve the second defensive pairing. While John Klingberg demonstrated effectiveness on the power play in the season opener, his 5-on-5 performance left much to be desired. It was consistent with expectations in that regard. Jake McCabe, on the other hand, performed even worse, and the Canadiens managed to exert sustained pressure when these two were on the ice. During the 14 minutes they played together, the Leafs had possession of the puck only 36% of the time. The Canadiens outshot the Leafs 9-6, had 7 scoring chances compared to the Leafs 2, and outscored the Leafs 2-0. The expected goals when Klingberg and McCabe were paired were 74% in favor of Montreal, indicating a substantial disadvantage for the Leafs. It's a concerning situation when the Leafs' $23 million second line of Domi, Tavares, and Nylander becomes ineffective. In terms of ice time during 5-on-5 play, McCabe and Klingberg played just 1 minute less than the team leader, Morgan Rielly, ranking as the second and third most used defenseman. This usage pattern needs to be improved by head coach Sheldon Keefe. Therefore, a change is necessary, and it's a straightforward one. It's clear that John Klingberg's strengths lie in power play situations, but he struggles to hold his own in the top 4 defensive spots. This was evident after just one game. The Leafs face another issue related to this. Timothy Liljegren's performance is too good to confine him to the third pairing. Apart from one notable mistake, he had a reasonably solid performance in 14 minutes of ice time. The Leafs dominated play during his shifts, which is no surprise. It's imperative for Keefe to switch Liljegren and Klingberg and assess the outcome. The risk here is that Klingberg and Giordano might not perform any better, but they could at least play sheltered minutes on the third pairing. It's worth noting that while it's just one game, Klingberg is unlikely to improve when facing top-tier competition. If the Leafs intend to capitalize on his power play skills, they must find ways to shield him more effectively during even-strength play. What's up, fans? What's your take on this news? Are you in agreement with it or do you have an opposite view? Don't hesitate to share your opinion in the comments below. This contributes significantly to our beloved team being aware of your points of view. Stay tuned, as I will return with more news at any moment.